Have you ever wondered why, even though you've done a lot of work on yourself, maybe therapy, workshops, read tons of books, you still find yourself in the same trap or struggle again and again? Well, you're not alone. Hi, I'm Dr. Jeffrey Rutstein, and we're going to be exploring an important question that I'd like you to hold throughout our time, which is it me or is it a state? Let me give you a quick example that we'll return to. Have you ever had the feeling of, I'm going to start my exercise routine tomorrow morning, or I'm going to start that project I've been avoiding, and you're really clear you're going to do it at night, and then the alarm goes off in the morning and you go, I'm too comfortable and I don't have the energy to do this. Oh, and it's cold outside, and I'll start tomorrow, or I'll start later. Does that feel familiar? I can tell you it's happened to me. It's happened to almost everybody I've worked with. So I want to tell you a little bit about why I think it's important to bring your awareness to what's going on with our nervous system. Most pain for most people is actually caused by their nervous system not being regulated. What we mean by that is when your nervous system is either really amped up or really shut down. Now, you'll know the amped up experiences. That's like fight or flight. You may have heard of those terms. And fight is certainly when you're angry and you're ready, in extreme cases, to fight for your life. And flight is, if you need to run and flee to save your life. And another energy that we can always pull into too is that shutdown, low energy area. This happens if our running away or fighting for our lives don't work. We then head down towards that shutdown, which is we want to pull the covers back over our head. And in deeper levels, it can actually lead to numbness or very much sleepiness. And the more you go into that state, the less clear you are, the less motivated you are. And the major feeling when you're in that low energy place is, I can't. I don't have the energy for this. I just can't, right? So if you have a lot of anxiety, you may always think of yourself as an anxious person. That may become your identity and your definition in a way. Or if you're in shutdown a lot, you may think of yourself as lazy or not driven or not disciplined or not strong or not adulting well enough. And if you're in fight all the time, you're going to think, well, what's wrong with me? I'm irritable and I hate everyone in the world. But our states were meant to protect us. In particular, I'm talking about our defensive states, fight, flight, or shut down. They're meant to save our life. And we perceive situations that are threatening and we react accordingly. But often, our nervous system is reacting to something from our past, not necessarily something in our present. Nervous system doesn't know the difference in time. So if someone harmed you as a child, say, for example, or you had a really stern teacher in elementary school, and then someone on the street years later looks a lot like that person who was really stern or harmed you in some way, you're going to have an immediate reaction to seeing them. Even if they're not the same person, your nervous system will see enough similarity to determine it's not safe. And it will give you three options. You're either going to get angry, you're going to run away, or you're going to shut down, or some combination of all the three in different order. This is what we do as humans. This is our biology, our hereditariness, what we've encountered from surviving this many hundreds of thousands of years, that these are the programs that our nervous system operates by. There's a quality also that I think is important to mention here, and that's the states that we get into, defensive states, are sticky. Meaning that if I'm in anger, if you're in anger, if any human's in anger, our mind is going to go towards the other person as being wrong, or the adversary, the other person or group, and it's going to feel we're disappointed, we're hurt, and we've been treated unfairly or inappropriately or disrespected. So our mind is going to go around reviewing to us why we're angry, why we have every right to be angry, and why the other person is totally wrong. But what that does actually is it keeps us in this state. It keeps us angry. The same thing if you're afraid. The fear response wants to keep you safe by believing if you're afraid, you'll be safer. And it can just keep feeding that fire. And the very same thing with shutdown. So a lot of times people get frustrated because they can't stop being angry, or they can't stop worrying, or they can't get out of that low energy place. Well, part of it is because we're looking at it wrong. It's not like you have control over every place your nervous system goes yet. Right now, you first have to see that your nervous system is taking you places. Now contrast these three states, the fight, anger, the flight, fear, and that shut down, retreating, kind of numb, maybe a little dissociated state. There's another option we have, right? And that's a state of connection. When my nervous system is not too high and it's not too low, if I'm not feeling defensive and unsafe in the world, I can hang out in this middle space, this place of energy where I can feel, we have a name for it, it's called the social engagement system. But what that means is, in that state, we're not fighting, we're not feeling unsafe, we're actually enjoying one of the wonderful things that we can as humans, which is connecting with other humans. And you're most able to connect with other people when you're in that middle sweet range of energy. If I'm too frightened or too angry or too shut down, I'm disconnected from me, and I'm certainly not really connected with you. I'm too absorbed in my state of anger or fear or worry or shame. So, Anais Nin, philosopher and writer, said, "We do not see things as they are. We see things as we are." And this underscores that depending upon your state, you don't really see the world or other people as they are. You see them through the lens of the state, through the eyes of the state. And whenever I'm in a defensive state, my vision, my ability to see is not clear. It's distorted, and it's impacted greatly by the emotional activated or deactivated state in my nervous system. So if we go back to that example of you can't get up in the morning, and probably this has happened to some of you, right? We first go into criticism often. Oh, you're lazy. Oh, you don't have discipline. Oh, there you go again, making a promise at night and then not fulfilling it the next day. It can go into an opportunity to beat ourselves up, to actually go low energy, even lower energy at that point in time, and shame us and blame us and judge us for not being good enough. Does that sound familiar? This is the nervous system operating. It's not you. You're not broken. It's your nervous system. And so if we are able to keep in mind that we are going through states every day, and when I'm in a defensive state, I'm going to be acting in a caricature of me. So next time you find yourself in a whirlwind, and I want you to pay attention to your body, notice the feelings in the body. If you're angry, your body's going to get tight. You may feel some heat. Your jaw may clench, your fists may clench. You may also find your mind circling faster about what you're angry about. So the story or the narrative going on in your mind will have a lot of anger or frustration in it. The same thing will be if you're afraid. Your body will also get tight, but your mind will speed up. You'll be ruminating, and you'll be frightened and not know how to keep yourself safe, and really just be revolving around that. And finally, if you're in dorsal shutdown, if you're in that low energy place, then you're going to find that you barely have any energy to think at all. You can't think too clearly. And you're going to feel that your ability to respond to things is quite limited. You're going to want to retreat, disconnect from texting or connecting with other people, interacting. You're going to want to isolate a bit more and lay low. And there's no wrong state. We're going to go in and out of, all humans go in and out of all these states. But most of us feel stuck, and the highest level of pain when we keep going into these defensive states, not understanding them as states, and then blaming us because we're there again. So next time you notice that you're in any kind of an activated or deactivated state, ask yourself this question: is this me or is this a state? It can begin to give you some space and some freedom. And to help with that, you can also try, and this takes a little bit of work, putting your awareness in your feet, making contact with the floor or the ground. That simple ability of directing our awareness down and into sensation, into contact sensation, could be also with your butt sitting down, but feet standing up or sitting also works well. It invites a little bit more spaciousness. That contact, that awareness of putting your awareness into sensation, like your feet making contact, helps you move towards that sweet spot area where you have a lot more ability to respond to what's going on and to help yourself get unstuck. So try that out. See what comes up for you. Thank you for spending the time here. Bye for now.